So, nice to see you. Always a fun time. Today we're going to be talking about Latinos and Latinas and how they're portrayed in the media. And I think that to start out with, I just want to say that as someone who is lily white, and while I have good friends who are from Latin American countries, I haven't ever lived there. My perspective is fairly narrow. But one of the things that really hit me when we were doing this reading, and also just in my experience, is the over-sexualization of Latinas and the misunderstanding about what it means to be someone who's from Latin and Central America. And I think that a lot of that has to do with stereotypes that we build up and that are represented in the media. Everything from, Latinas being sexy and always more interested in dressing well and being sexy rather than being smart and interesting and fun people to be with, that I think that there is a real need to stop overgeneralizing people, and I honestly don't exactly understand why oversexualizing Latina and Latinos happens, but it's also really then at odds with the idea of them being productive and important members of society. And I really think that a lot of what we're seeing right now politically, as far as building a wall and restricting immigration, and a lot of those restrictions essentially targeting people who would have valid claims for asylum here in the country, that marginalizing them and calling them all criminals really ends up putting them into a category that isn't true when we look at what's happening with them. I mean, recent coverage of the Dreamers, you have one political party who's saying that a lot of them are thugs and terrible people, and the reality is that to be a dreamer you can't have a criminal record, that there are just realities that are being ignored within the political conversation. And I think that's really important. I think that it's really important that we take the time to think about all of the people we just know personally who are Latino and Latina and who are great members of society and doing really important things, that the fact that they're willing to do things that maybe we as Americans don't want to do has to do with the fact that they're leaving really terrible situations. And we should welcome them here for that. We should be, and just kind of in a self-interested perspective, we should want to take all of that energy into making good, smart, educated people and have them as part of our society. Like, why would we give away those things just to keep a stereotype of someone as only sexual or only doing marginalized work? That it's just really important to me that we see them as whole people and not turn our backs on who they are and how much they actually help us as a country. And I think that it is really important that we do the work ourselves to make sure that the things that we're thinking about people who are Latino and Latina, that we are accurately putting our experiences into how we think about them. So what do you think? Do you think that those stereotypes really are accurate? Do you think that there are problems within the political structure and how we overgeneralize people from Latin America? I'd like to know. Thanks.